Hi to you all. This is for your radio station, Sustainable Planet Show with Eder Zanetti, directly from Brazil, here in Curitiba. Over this week, I've been calling the attention to the United Nations Assembly and the United Nations body, and I was talking about the United Nations Environmental Program in order to start following the cash flow that goes into the United Nations. Why does money goes to the United Nations, and how is it channelized through the bodies towards the environmental agreements that we have in the planet? So we already know that money goes into the United Nations according to its principles: equality, dignity for all in a healthy planet. So we will be covering here the part that goes into this healthy planet concept. And the United Nations Environmental Program is the body from the United Nations, which means one of the main bodies. The bodies is what they bring life to the United Nations. They are the ones executing the United Nations global programs based on the global issues that have been raised by nations. Therefore, the money that goes to support those United Nations goals will be returning to specific countries according to the directives of the environmental body. The money that goes into the environmental issues, it will be distributed according with the directive from the United Nations environmental programs and the decisions that goes into the environmental agreements. So we reach now the point where we are talking about the level of the agreements. We have the United Nations environmental bodies, and then we have the global agreements. For example, the Unfccc, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, is one of the agreements that is under the UN bodies, that is under the United Nations systems. Therefore, when people are deciding what to do with the money in the COPs, in the Conference of Parties, is the money that is channelizing towards the UN to fulfill its mission. Let the God's peace and the love that builds be our weapons on the daily struggle for justice. Eder Zanetti for your radio station.